In late 2015, a channel by the name of Local 58 began broadcasting strange footage under the guise of an ordinary public access station. The series of videos mimicked old TV broadcasts, but the content was anything but normal. The channel was created by Chris Straub, known for other works of art and horror, such as Candle Cove and Brood Hollow, but Local 58 stood out the most. Each video on the channel told a particular story, referencing some sort of apocalypse, and all of them seemed to be connected. Different videos were presented as a segment from a fictional local news station, but instead of weather reports or community updates, you get chilling messages like, "Do not look at the moon." One of the most unsettling episodes was Weather Service. It started with a normal weather update, but quickly turned into a warning about a deadly celestial event. The screen flashed bizarre messages, and the broadcast ended abruptly. And then came contingency, which began with instructions for citizens in the event of enemy invasion, but soon revealed a much darker directives. As this text appeared on screen, this message will be repeated until there are none to read it. Adding to the mystery was how much was left unsaid. Chris Straub intentionally avoided spoon-feeding viewers, creating an atmosphere of unease. It felt like you've stumbled upon forbidden content from a parallel world, one where humanity's fate has already been sealed. The videos were crafted to feel real, like you're watching an actual broadcast from an alternate reality. The uploader's decision to leave so much unexplained only makes it creepier. It's like they're inviting you to fill in the blanks, knowing your imagination will take you to dark places. Obey the Walrus, a video that has haunted people since it appeared on YouTube in 2007. The video shows a woman tap dancing awkwardly while the footage glitches and distorts. It's pure nightmare fuel. But who uploaded it, and why? That's where things get even creepier. People started digging into the man behind the channel. Many attempted to contact Obey through YouTube comments and private messages, but they received no response. This led to speculation about cryptic messages possibly hidden in the video, curiosity about the uploader's intentions, and, of course, the big question: what was the significance of the walrus that appeared at the end of the video? Eventually, Obey created an MSN account to communicate with people, but he was selective, only responding to those he deemed worthy of his attention. Those who managed to chat with him encountered shocking conversations about disturbing subjects like sadism and different sexual deviations. Somehow, even with all these disturbing subjects, the author seemed to gain more and more traction. He gained many followers. It's unclear whether the people who followed Obey genuinely believed in his ideas or were just playing along in a bizarre form of roleplay. There was even an initiation ritual, where newcomers had to prove their worth by completing secretive tasks assigned by the mods, or Obey himself. Obey also began sharing his art and ideas more publicly, posting his drawings on MySpace and expressing his beliefs through a YouTube blog. It was as if he was starting to reveal more of himself to the world. However, the woman in the video, Sandy Crisp, had absolutely nothing to do with the cult rumors. She was a performance artist, and her image was distorted and twisted by the uploader into something terrifying. Some people even believe the video carries evil messages designed to brainwash viewers. Whether that's true or not, Obey's silence only added to the fear and mystery. In 1981, a Portland arcade received a mysterious game called Polybius. Its gameplay was like nothing anyone had ever seen before. Players stared at hypnotic geometric patterns and strange shapes, falling into an almost trance-like state. The game was infamous for its psychedelic visuals, unsettling soundtrack, and subliminal messages. But playing Polybius reportedly caused all kinds of terrifying effects: amnesia, anxiety, night terrors, aggression, and even insomnia. Now, some believe the game itself is just an urban legend, but that still leaves us with all the videos, accounts, and stories surrounding it. The most popular theory was that Polybius was a government experiment aimed at controlling people's minds.
Now, why would the government allow the public to play such a dangerous game? Well, because the government created it.
Here's where it gets even more unsettling. The game was allegedly created by a company called Sinneslotion, which roughly translates to sense deletion in German. And then there's the story of two Portland teenagers who disappeared after playing it. Some say they were abducted, while others believe they were recruited. The game was said to be so addictive that players would line up around the block for a chance to play. Fights even broke out over it. But then, rumors surfaced about the Polybius machines themselves. Witnesses claimed the machines collected data on players, which was periodically retrieved by men in black suits. These men supposedly adjusted the game settings to manipulate players' minds. Thankfully, Polybius only appeared in 2 arcades and vanished as suddenly as it arrived. Whether it was a hoax, an urban legend, or something more sinister, the fear it sparked was very real. I Feel Fantastic is a super creepy YouTube video, first uploaded in 2009 by the user Creepyblog. Over the years, this eerie video has generated an enormous amount of myth and speculation from viewers who have been terrified to watch it and ponder the meaning behind it. The uploader, Creepyblog, didn't explain much. They simply posted the video and disappeared, leaving the internet to speculate wildly about its origins. The real freak factor in this video lies in 2 specific details that have unsettled viewers the most. First, as the humanoid android Tara sings directly into the camera, her outfits change from time to time. These scenes are intercut with a slow zoom on an outside shot of a dirt pile along a tree line near a forest. The second disturbing element is in Tara's song lyrics. At one point, she sings, "Run, run, run, run," followed by the chilling words, Please leave. These two unsettling breaks from the video's already bizarre nature led viewers to believe that the creator, John Bergeron, had eliminated someone and buried the body outside, with the dirt pile in the video marking the burial site. Some even speculated that Tara, the android, might be wearing the victim's clothing. This dark theory was bolstered by the video's original description, which included a cryptic reference to the Greek legend of Pygmalion. In this ancient myth, a sculptor from Cyprus believed all women were unworthy of love. He sculpted an ideal woman from ivory and fell deeply in love with his creation. Other theories suggested that Creepyblog was using the video to showcase twisted experiments with AI or robotics. The uploader's complete silence only added to the mystery. There were no follow-up videos, interviews, or explanations, just this single eerie upload, which continues to haunt viewers to this day. The event known as the Wyoming Incident took place on August 9, 2006, on Google Video. It is a lesser-known case of television broadcast, hijacking, and hacking.
Wyoming today, making him the first to visit in preparation for the 2008 general election. Republican President Jackson.
A hacker managed to interrupt a broadcast from a local programming channel believed to serve several smaller communities in Niobrara County, Wyoming. They aired their own video, which was deeply unsettling. The video featured distorted faces, eerie music, and cryptic messages such as, "You are ill," and "What hides in your mind?" But the video wasn't just creepy. It had real effects on its viewers. Those who watched it for an extended period reported disturbing symptoms, including vomiting, hallucinations, headaches, and more. While some speculated that the broadcast was paranormal, specialists later determined the cause to be infrasonic frequencies embedded in the video. The frequencies ranged between 17 and 19 Hz. When exposed to these frequencies for prolonged periods, the eyes can begin to vibrate, occasionally inducing visual hallucinations. The hacker responsible for this incident was never caught, and the video's source was never identified. The original footage was lost when Google transitioned to YouTube, but re-uploads dating back to 2007 still circulate online. One of the strangest videos on the internet is Agamemnon Counterpart, a bizarre blend of comedy and horror. It makes little sense at first glance. The video opens with a legal warning similar to what you'd find at the start of a VHS tape. This is followed by a title card that reads, "In the year 2571, a video cassette tape was found in a pile of rubble on the ruins of a certain blue planet." The uploader, who remains anonymous, used a pseudonym, sparking suspicion. Why stay hidden if the video was just a harmless creative project? The name itself added another layer of unease. Agamemnon refers to a figure from Greek mythology known for betrayal and violence, which only deepened the video's already creepy tone. Some claim the backstory of Agamemnon Counterpart involved a tape found in a Japanese forest, labeled with 4 cryptic letters. The story alleges that the tape originally contained audio recordings from a violent crime in Japan. with a cartoon overlaying the visuals but failing to overwrite the audio, thus explaining the screams. Other theories suggest the video is part of a larger puzzle, with each installment offering clues to a bigger mystery. However, no one has been able to definitively crack the code, and the uploader has never stepped forward to explain. This disturbing video surfaced on the deep web in 2008 and was later re-uploaded to YouTube, where it quickly went viral. The footage shows a man sitting at a table, his eyes censored, breathing heavily as he eats from a bowl of soup with a wooden spoon. Suddenly, a figure dressed in black and wearing a massive, unsettling prosthetic head enters the room. What happens next is even more disturbing. In a second video, the man appears calmer and continues eating, but the masked figures reappear. They move closer to him, and the video ends with a scream as the camera abruptly cuts out. The atmosphere of the videos is deeply unsettling, as though viewers are witnessing something they shouldn't. The origin of these videos remained a mystery. While some traced the costumes to a performance artist, the artist denied involvement, claiming their costumes had been stolen. This sparked speculation that the videos might be linked to an actual crime. One chilling theory suggested the man was abducted alongside his wife. According to this theory, the masked figures already eliminated the wife, and they decided to do the same with him, but film him first for fun. The way the video was shot, with its shaky camera and oppressive silence, added to its realism, making it feel like it was never meant to be seen by the public. Whoever uploaded it clearly wanted to disturb people, and they succeeded. Petscop was a twisted tale of abuse and possibly heinous crime. The series, which first appeared on YouTube in 2017, started innocently enough. It was presented as a let's play of an unfinished PlayStation game with colorful graphics and quirky characters. But the deeper you went, the darker it got.
Alright, so this is just to prove to you that I'm not lying about this game that I found. I'm just gonna walk you through everything that I've seen so far.
The uploader, Paul, never revealed their identity, but left a cryptic description that reads,
The reason we're here is because in the note that came with this, which is short, the first line in all capital letters, I'm gonna read it. It says, I walked downstairs, and when I got to the bottom, instead of proceeding, I turned the right and became a shadow monster man.
Slowly, bit by bit, Paul uncovered strange, dark secrets hidden within the game. The game's weird atmosphere wasn't just in its visuals. The music was eerie, the text was cryptic, and the abandoned levels felt alive. But what made Petscop stand out was its realism. People began to believe the game was tied to real crimes, and the mystery grew as more episodes were released. Fans noticed that the game seemed to contain cryptic messages and references to real-life events like child abuse and missing persons cases. One recurring theme was the concept of a new maker, which some connected to the controversial practice of rebirthing therapy. Both pets and children in Petscop were seen as gifts in the game. The gift plane was where the player would find a pet to bring home. In the underworld, Michael's grave was shaped like a gift box. The quote on his tombstone read, "Mike was a gift." This parallels the real-life saying that a child is a gift from God. Was this an art project, or was someone using the series to send a message? The unanswered questions are what make Petscop so haunting. If you thought YouTube tutorials were harmless, Alantutorial will make you think twice. This bizarre series followed a man named Alan as he created increasingly strange and nonsensical tutorials, like how to pick up a blue chair or manga head tutorial.
Hey guys, thanks for coming to my Bluetooth page. Today I'm gonna do a new tutorial, how to pick up a chair if it falls down.
At first, it seemed like a joke. Alan appeared awkward, and the videos were poorly made, but harmless. However, you quickly realize something's not quite right. Alan's mental state deteriorating, and his videos became more disturbing with every passing day. Eventually, things took a very sinister turn, and he started posting videos suggesting he's being held captive. In one, he was locked in a room, frantically trying to escape. In another, he was wandering through an abandoned building.
Alantutorial.
The uploader's identity was a mystery. Some believed Alantutorial was a work of fiction created by an artist to explore themes of mental illness and isolation. Others thought it was real, that Alan was a person crying for help. What's most unsettling was the progression of the videos. They started off lighthearted, but became darker and more desperate. The lack of explanation makes it feel like you're watching someone's private breakdown, and you can't look away. In the winter of 1959, 9 young, experienced hikers embarked on a journey into the Ural Mountains of Russia. This wasn't their first cold weather expedition, but tragically, it would be their last. Each member of the group was a certified Grade 2 hiker. Completing this trip would have earned them the prestigious Grade 3 certification, the highest hiking achievement in the Soviet Union. Their goal was to conquer Gora Ortun, a route with the highest level of difficulty. The trip was expected to take 16 days, though unpredictable weather meant there could be delays. But when weeks passed with no telegram from the group, alarm bells went off and a search party was dispatched. On February 26th, searchers found the group's tent. It had been slashed open from the inside. This was baffling. Why would experienced hikers destroy their only shelter? As the search continued, they began finding bodies, lifeless and scattered across the snow. Some were heavily bruised, partially clothed, and even burned. The investigators were in shock, but the details of their retreat from the tent were even stranger. The hikers had fled in a panic, leaving behind proper clothing and equipment, yet their footprints suggested a calm, single-file walk down the hill. Not the chaotic running you'd expect. People have since turned this real-life tragedy into a story fit for a horror movie, but can you really blame them? What could have driven 9 skilled hikers to their deaths in such a remote and desolate region? Theories range from avalanches and military experiments to UFOs and Yeti attacks, but none fully explain every detail. And because the Soviet Union's records were incomplete, the full truth may never be known. Until new evidence emerges, the Dyatlov Pass incident will remain one of history's most chilling and mysterious events. On November 22nd, 1987, viewers in Chicago were treated to one of the strangest moments in television history. During a broadcast of Doctor Who on WTTW, the screen suddenly cut to a man who was wearing a Max Headroom mask. The man made bizarre, nonsensical comments while swaying in front of a rotating background. After about 90 seconds, the broadcast returned to normal.
Hot drink, miss.
Some dry clothes.
The incident was the work of an unknown hacker who managed to override the station's signal. Despite investigations by the FCC, the person behind the Max Headroom incident was never caught. What made this incident so unsettling wasn't just the intrusion, but the content itself. The masked figure's distorted voice and erratic movements felt almost inhuman. He referenced obscure pop culture, mocked the station, and even exposed himself while holding a fly swatter. Theories about the hacker's identity range from a disgruntled employee to a tech-savvy prankster. Some even believe it was a political statement, though the message remains unclear.
Trail cameras are pretty cool because they show us some amazing bits of nature we might not get to see in person. In this video, which was taken with a trail camera, we're looking at a snowy trail. However, there's something strange. As the video begins, a really tall, stick-like figure starts moving in the distance. This figure is gigantic and has 2 long stick legs, and it doesn't seem to have a normal body. It's more like those stickman characters you might have seen. This stickman-like figure casually crosses the road, going about its day as if it's just a regular workday. It's a really strange sight, and I haven't even seen anything like this in movies. This video comes all the way from Russia, and it claims to show a real sighting of the legendary Yeti. In the video, we're in a snowy place, and then, out from behind a tree, a massive creature appears. When you see it, you'll notice just how big this creature is, especially when you compare it to the nearby trees. It's covered in white fur, which might make you think of a polar bear at first, but its sheer size is pretty startling and unusual. What's even more strange is that when this creature takes a few steps, you can see its entire body, and it's standing on 2 hind legs. Polar bears typically can't do that. So if it's not a polar bear, could it be the legendary Yeti? Or perhaps something even more mysterious and cryptic than that? A group of construction workers, busy with their pipe-laying job, started hearing unusual sounds coming from one of the sewer holes. They got curious and decided to investigate. In the video, you can hear the workers discussing the strange noises coming from the sewer. As they work, one of the workers, recording the scene, moves closer to the sewer hole to get a better look. Suddenly, a weird and creepy head pops out for just a moment before disappearing. This really spooks the workers, and they quickly step back, looking quite startled. Upon closer examination, that mysterious head appeared to be that of a lady ghost. It had a dark complexion and some very odd, alien-like eyes. After this eerie encounter, I wouldn't be surprised if some of these construction workers thought about quitting their jobs the next day. I think horses are some of the most loyal and powerful animals around, but there are things that can even frighten these strong-willed creatures. This video is from a horse stable, showing us the view of the stable with horses in it. Out of the blue, one of the horses gets spooked, as if it sensed some kind of danger nearby. All the other horses in the stable also become uneasy and anxious, like something has entered their space and is causing them fear. After a while, we get to see what's causing all this commotion. It turns out to be a strange, unknown creature. This peculiar entity comes into contact with one of the horses and seems to be doing something to it. The horse, after this encounter, is really scared and calls out for help. What do you think this odd-looking creature could be? Could it be a ghost? This video comes from a hiker who was out exploring the beauty of nature but stumbled upon something quite remarkable. In the video, we're looking at a scene with bushes, and there's someone standing behind those bushes. This figure or creature appears to be covered in black fur. At first, it seems like it might be a bear or a gorilla lurking behind the bushes. However, things take a surprising turn when this figure suddenly stands up, revealing that it's actually a humanoid figure. This unexpected sight spooked the hiker, who wisely decided to make a quick retreat to safety, just in case this strange being decided to follow. Many viewers of this video suggest that it could be the legendary Bigfoot, but the bushes concealing it make it a bit harder to say for certain. Regardless of what it might be, this creature's behavior did give off a somewhat eerie vibe. It's always a good idea to stay away from things you don't understand, or things that might be more powerful than you. This video takes place in Canada, and shows a snowy forest area. The person behind the camera seems quite alarmed, possibly because something is chasing them or making them nervous. The camera person zooms in on the woods in the distance, trying to capture whatever it is that's bothering them. Then, they spot a dark humanoid figure walking in the woods. Realizing this, the camera person decides to run away in a hurry. This figure, based on its towering height and the way it walks like a human, seems to resemble the legendary Bigfoot. The hiker also mentioned that they had seen this thing stalking them before, which explains why they were so frightened and uneasy before recording the video. This family was enjoying their summer vacation on their farmhouse when they came across something truly unusual. In the video recorded by family, we're looking at a field, and in the distance, there's a dark furred humanoid figure strolling along. You can hear the family's voices filled with confusion and amazement as they try to figure out what this creature might be.
You did.
What on earth?
That's not a deer.
He did. That can't be that's not a cow. It's walking on 2 feet.
This creature doesn't quite match anything they're familiar with. While it might look a bit like a bear, gorilla, or ape, the way it walks and carries itself doesn't resemble any of those animals. The person who uploaded the video, one of the family members, firmly believed that this was an actual sighting of Bigfoot, mainly because of its tall and human-like appearance. What do you think about this mighty creature? Hearing strange and eerie noises in the pitch-black darkness can be quite frightening, and that's exactly what these kids experienced. In the video, there's a brother and sister recording something in the darkness when suddenly a really scary and weird noise, like rumbling and screaming, breaks out.
Wait, I see something. It's coming towards. What was that white thing? Look at what happened.
The sister thinks it might sound like an animal in distress or calling for help. The brother, on the other hand, notices something moving in the distance and mentions that he sees something coming toward them.
Wait, I see something. It's coming towards.
It's indeed a strange and unsettling encounter. Many questions arise, such as why these kids are out there in the pitch darkness late at night, and where their parents might be. This video is like something out of a scary nightmare for many of us. It was recorded at a pipeline station, where the camera person was inspecting the pipeline with a flashlight. While they were busy inspecting, something suddenly emerged from behind the pipeline structure and started running. This creature was hunched over and entirely naked, without any fur on its body. It moved in a really eerie way, with its two hands almost touching the ground as it ran. This creature resembled a cryptid monster that might have been lurking around behind these pipelines for some time. Some viewers who watched this video suggested it might be a ghoul, but it didn't quite match the typical appearance of a ghoul, especially because of its strong hunched back. This was indeed a very strange and unsettling encounter. Parents often install nanny cams to keep an eye on their children and ensure their safety. However, in this video, something very eerie and bizarre was captured. The nanny cam recorded this video at 3 in the morning, showing a view of a hallway. In the video, we can hear scratching and banging noises, which are really unsettling. Then, a strange figure's outline appears in the darkness in front. What follows are truly scary sounds, like heavy, anxious breathing and sniffing, as if some possessed animal is breathing nervously. After these strange noises, there's a loud bang, and the room door suddenly opens. As the door opens, the figure goes inside the room, and that's where the video ends. I can only imagine the fear and concern the parents must have felt after seeing this unknown creature wandering around near their children's room like that. If you're not a fan of jump scares or being startled, I should give you a heads up that there's a bit of a jump scare in this dashcam video. In the video, we're looking at the view from a car's dashcam as it's speeding down the road. The car is going really fast and picking up even more speed. Despite this high speed, the driver seems to have good control over the car. But out of the blue, a figure suddenly appears right in front of the car, and there's no time for the driver to brake, so the car goes right through this figure. The strange thing is that this ghostly looking figure seems to come out of nowhere, and when the car goes through it, there's no sound or impact. After that, the camera goes kind of dark. This ghostly figure had a human-like shape, was wearing a black shirt, had no face, and its whole body looked like a witch. Whether it was a ghost or a person, it's always a good idea to drive slowly and safely. If you've never been a believer in the existence of aliens and UFOs, watching this video might change your mind. This video shows 3 peculiar lights up in the sky. What's really odd about these lights is that they form a perfect triangle and move swiftly around. Additionally, the lights seem to flicker, going from dim to shining brightly, giving the impression of some kind of aircraft. The person who posted this video, along with many others, believes that this is a sighting of a UFO. However, there's another logical explanation. It's possible that these are 3 drones, controlled by a computer, and their formation is programmed to be that way. Regardless of what it might be, it's certainly got the attention of the locals. This video might seem a bit puzzling, and it could be a camera glitch or the result of 2 videos overlapping. In the video, we see a bedroom door that is open. After a while, a figure resembling a child enters through the door. This figure moves around a bit, and then exits the room. After some time, the same childlike figure enters the room again and seems to play around. From a paranormal perspective, it could look like a child ghost. But if we take a logical view, it might be due to the overlap of 2 videos, one showing an empty room and the other with a child playing. What do you think it could be? If you're a hiker on your own, it's a good idea to heed this advice. Avoid venturing deep into the woods like the person in this video. In the video, we see the hiker walking and enjoying the peaceful surroundings near a waterfall. While recording the beautiful scenery, the hiker pans the camera in a different direction and notices a person standing there, just staring at the hiker. The hiker spots this human-like figure and talks about it in their own language.
Wow, 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 wow. Wow, sino ka po?
This figure continues to stare at the hiker for a few moments, before eventually deciding to walk away. The figure's calm and stalking behavior was quite unsettling, and gives off an eerie vibe. If I were in the hiker's place, I would have quickly made my exit the moment I saw this creepy figure following me. This video was recorded by some tourists who went to the woods to get a nice experience of nature and wildlife. However, this man with his camera saw something intriguing there and decided to record it on his camera. At first, nothing weird happened, but after a second, a creature got up from the ground and walked forward. The creature had been sitting on the ground all that time. Therefore, it couldn't be seen on the camera. It then squatted on the ground again. It looked like it was looking for something. The brief moment the creature was a little clearer on the screen, we could see it looked like a huge gorilla, but the way it walked was closer to how a human walks. The video was later given to the authorities, and they checked the whole area for the being, but found nothing. There is always a chance that it was just a gorilla with an extraordinary walk, but it could be Bigfoot too. You never know. Security cameras are typically installed in homes to provide a sense of security and safety, reassuring us that we are protected. However, there are times when these cameras capture something that makes us feel quite the opposite, unsettled and unsafe. This picture was shared on Reddit's Creepy Captures subreddit by a user who recounted a strange incident. The user explained that it was midnight when their door security alarm went off. Naturally, they went to check who might be at the door, but to their surprise, there was no one there. Intrigued and concerned, they decided to review the camera footage, and that's when they came across this eerie figure. The figure in the image looks as though it's right out of a horror movie. It has a Slender Man-like face and an overall creepy appearance. Moreover, it seems to be holding something in its hand, adding to the mystery and unease surrounding it. Whatever this bizarre creature may be, one can only hope it never pays them a visit in person. Driving on a deserted road can indeed be a creepy and eerie experience, and encountering something like a werewolf would be the stuff of nightmares for any driver. In this particular case, the driver was cruising along a quiet road when they suddenly slammed on their brakes after spotting something highly unusual at the roadside. This creature doesn't resemble any familiar species. While some might argue that it has a wolf-like appearance, a closer look reveals some very peculiar traits. Unlike regular wolves, this creature appears to be strolling about on its hind legs, which is quite unusual. Additionally, its arms seem skeletal and lacking flesh. Its ears might resemble those of a dog, but the combination of its arm structure and the way it walks on its hind legs gives it an eerie, almost monstrous quality. The big question here is, what could this creature possibly be? A man was peacefully sleeping when suddenly, his ducks outside started making a ruckus as if they were under attack by some predator. In a hurry, he rushed outside with his camera, hoping to capture whatever was disturbing them. As he pointed his camera towards their shelter, everything seemed normal at first. However, if we rewind the video and slow it down, we can spot an eerie sight. A pair of eerie, lifeless glowing eyes lurking near the duck's house. These mysterious eyes quickly darted out of view when the camera turned their way. In the moment, The man recording the video didn't notice the unsettling eyes, but when he later reviewed the footage, he was shocked by what he saw. Now, he's much more likely to believe his ducks when they start making a commotion again. In a video captured by a hiker during a trip through the Canadian forest, something initially appeared to be a lurking bear among the trees. However, as the hiker zoomed in for a closer look, it became clear that this was no bear. Strangely, this creature seemed to recognize the hiker, despite the hiker's attempts to remain hidden in some bushes. For some time, this mysterious creature simply stared blankly at the hiker, almost as if it was studying him. Eventually, it retreated back into the depths of the forest. What makes this encounter especially eerie is the uncertainty of its intention. Right from the beginning, this creature appeared massive, even though we never got a full view of its body. It was covered in thick orange-brown fur and bore a striking resemblance to the legendary Bigfoot. Ghosts might not be aware of our modern security cameras and surveillance technology, often choosing to reveal themselves when they believe no one is watching. A peculiar encounter occurred in the kitchen of a restaurant after it had closed for the night. In this eerie incident, the trolley began to move on its own, sliding a short distance before items resting on it tumbled to the ground. It was a closed environment with no one present, eliminating the possibility of a breeze or wind causing the movement. While some might argue that the floor had a slight slope, causing the trolley's movement, it raises a curious question. Why were the other two trolleys nearby not affected in the same way? This inexplicable sight left those who witnessed it feeling both unsettled and bewildered. One can only imagine the unease restaurant workers might feel. This intriguing video originates from a trail camera placed within an Australian ironwood forest. Its primary purpose was to monitor the local fox population, but it ended up capturing something truly captivating. As the video begins, we're presented with a nighttime view of the forest. Suddenly, the sound of branches crunching under pressure becomes evident, indicating the presence of something moving. Then, a dark figure emerges, strolling through the woods. This figure stands impressively tall and massive, easily measuring around 8 to 9 feet in height. Its appearance is somewhat humanoid, marked by a hunched back and long, slender arms. The mystery of this creature's identity has sparked debates among viewers. Some speculate it could be the Australian version of Bigfoot, while others propose that it might be a chimpanzee or even a gorilla. What do you think this colossal being could be? Considering that we've only explored 5% of the ocean, it's intriguing to ponder what incredible and massive creatures might inhabit the remaining 95%. This video offers a glimpse of the ocean, and we can spot a large, enigmatic creature on the water surface. Right from the beginning, this creature appears remarkably large and possesses an unusual half-body that doesn't resemble any aquatic creature we're familiar with. As it swims further away, its enormous body displaces a significant amount of water, emphasizing its immense size. Additionally, in the video, we can see other fishermen working in the distance. It's quite unnerving to imagine them laboring in the vicinity of this mysterious river monster. This video was captured by a trail camera, intended to monitor animal activity, but ended up recording something quite disturbing. In the video, we observe a well-worn trail running through the forest, suggesting frequent human use. It's nighttime, and a man enters the frame seemingly unfazed by the potential risks of walking along such a forest path after dark. The man casually progresses down the trail, but after taking a few steps, something startles him. A dark figure attacks him, gripping his leg and attempting to drag him away. the man resists, regains his composure, and flees. Interestingly, the figure that attacked him doesn't appear to be human, but rather a transparent, dark ghost-like entity. After the attack, this ghostly figure vanishes into thin air. The question arises, was this a genuine encounter with a ghostly entity? Or could there be another explanation for this eerie incident? As a solo hiker, the last thing you want is an unknown creature stalking you from the depths of the woods. Unfortunately, that's precisely what happened to this hiker. In the video, we can see that the hiker is recording his surroundings in a forest, and it appears he's deep within its heart. While recording, he spots something incredibly creepy. A dark figure peering out from behind a tree, staring directly at him. Witnessing this, the hiker becomes increasingly scared and anxious, and you can hear his heavy breathing. He can hardly believe his eyes that there's a creature peeking at him. At first, he considers the possibility that his mind might be playing tricks on him. But as he approaches the figure, it moves and swiftly disappears behind the tree. When the hiker sees the figure move, he bolts for his life. Undoubtedly, this was a genuinely terrifying sighting, and if I were the hiker, I would have hightailed it out of there at the very first glimpse of this Bigfoot-like creature. A series of video clips posted by a TikTok user suggests that their family might have been stalked by a cryptid creature. In these videos, two kids are seen playing in their backyard, close to the woods. Their mother is recording their playtime, but she begins to feel uneasy, sensing that someone or something is watching them. She directs her camera towards the woods and spots a strange figure lurking behind a tree. If that weren't eerie enough, the same figure is seen again the following day, now standing right behind their shed and still observing the kids. Upon closer examination, the figure appears to be faceless, resembling the unsettling Slenderman. It's hard to imagine the anxiety and fear that the parents must have felt, knowing that this cryptid creature was lurking nearby, potentially posing a threat to their children. This drone footage was captured by a person named Kristen in 2023 in Norway, and he claims to have recorded a sighting of an unidentified flying object. In the video, we can enjoy the beautiful cityscape view, but suddenly, an object with bright lights zips past the drone camera's frame. The speed at which this object accelerates is astonishing, and its lights seem to turn off simultaneously. Based on the arrangement of the lights, it appears to be in the shape of a dish. Some viewers might argue that this could be one of Elon Musk's Starlink satellites, but such satellites cannot move as swiftly or fly at such low altitudes. Similarly, it doesn't resemble a conventional plane, as planes require more distance to accelerate. So, if it wasn't a satellite or a plane, the question remains. This video was captured by a home security camera during the nighttime. In the footage, we get a view of the area outside the main door of the house. Suddenly, a smoky figure materializes from the left side of the frame, moves to the right, and then disappears into thin air. This was a rather peculiar sight, and towards the end of the video, we see it again, albeit fainter this time. It's challenging to definitively classify this as a spirit or a ghost, as it could also be interpreted as smoke from a nearby campfire due to its smoky appearance. However, the homeowner firmly denies this possibility, stating that it was night and there was no one in their neighborhood lighting a campfire at such an hour. According to the homeowner, this was indeed a sighting of a spirit. Encounters with unexplained creatures can indeed be quite unsettling, and this was the case for these individuals who came across a peculiar sea creature washed up on the beach. Right from the beginning, the creature appeared to have a face resembling that of a bulldog, but possessed a rather skinny humanoid body. Its hands featured large claws, and its feet were equally strange in appearance. What truly sent shivers down their spines were its teeth, sharp and predatory, suggesting that this creature might have been a hunter. The creature was also a pale white color, and its legs appeared to be separated from its body, even though they were found washed up alongside it. What truly left me pondering is the enigma of what kind of strange creature could have caused such an unusual fate to this unknown being. Humans use mirrors to view their reflections, and we understand that it's merely an image of ourselves. But have you ever wondered what animals think when they encounter their own reflection? In this trail camera video, a mirror is placed in the middle of a forest, and a black bear approaches it. Upon seeing its reflection, the bear attempts to attack it. The bear does its best to confront the reflection, although it ultimately can't harm it. It's fascinating to witness how animals can be so protective of themselves that they even try to attack their own reflection when it appears so lifelike. Observing this behavior makes one wonder how humans might have reacted to mirrors before mirrors were invented. This video originates from Russia, showcasing a weird, mutated goat baby. The goat's appearance is both strange and disconcerting, featuring a face with human-like attributes such as a long nose, mouth, and eyes. Its body is deformed, with unusually long front legs and back legs, making it challenging for the poor goat to walk. Additionally, the video suggests that breathing is a struggle for this creature. While the sight is unsettling, one can't help but feel sympathy for the goat, facing difficulties in daily life due to its deformities. Unfortunately, creatures with such deformations often have shorter lifespans. But there's hope that this goat defies the odds and continues to survive. Reddit is a treasure trove for discovering some of the most chilling and strange videos, and this particular one is no exception. The footage follows two friends exploring an unknown location in the dead of night, armed with their flashlights. Their journey leads them to a sewer entrance where they unexpectedly encounter a strange creature attempting to scale the metal fence.
Dude. Okay.
Witnessing this enigmatic being, both friends immediately bolt away, their screams echoing in the darkness.
We're on. You gotta go! There's nothing booking it! Go! Dude, get your flashlight. My light's not working.
As they put some distance between themselves and the creature, they glance back and continue recording, revealing that the creature seemed to chase them for a short distance. The encounter is undeniably terrifying, leaving us to ponder the motives behind the friends' nocturnal adventure. You've probably heard of Bigfoot, but did you know there's a cousin of Bigfoot known as the skunk ape? The skunk ape is a large, hairy, human-like creature said to live in the forests and swamps of the southeastern United States, particularly in Florida. In this video, which was captured by a tourist exploring the Florida swamps, something is seen moving among the distant trees. Initially, this creature appears ape-like, but upon closer inspection, it seems larger than a typical ape, and walks with a human-like posture. It's covered in thick black fur. To me, this sighting resembles the skunk ape, or perhaps even the mighty Bigfoot. What are your thoughts on this encounter? This video was uploaded on TikTok by a user who claimed to have accidentally captured something on the car's rear backup camera. In the video, the uploader explains the situation and shares what he's about to show us. Then, he shows a video where the car is in the middle of dense woods. From their voices, we can tell that there are 3 friends in the car, including the uploader, who is driving. One of their friends is extremely anxious and scared, believing they are stuck in the dark woods. The other friends try to calm him down while they back up the car. Suddenly, a growl and something hitting the car can be heard as they were reversing.
I will, we'll be alright.
This is ridiculous. It's fucking pitch black at night, for fuck's sake.
We'll be alright.
We need to be out here.
We're not gonna get stuck.
Let's get the hell out of here.
You can't even see your way out, man.
You guys being pussies about it.
What the fuck's that?
This startles the already anxious friend, and the video ends. The video is quite strange, because we didn't see this creature in the rear camera, but we heard a growl and the car being hit. The growl sounded like it came from a dogman creature, but we can't say for sure without further evidence. One of our childhood dreams was to see a real-life mermaid, but our parents told us they didn't exist in real life. However, this video challenges that belief. In this video, we see an ocean view with a fishtail, fin wobbling around. What's strange about this tail fin is its narrowness compared to a regular fish, and it resembles a mermaid's tail. But I'm still skeptical about this being a genuine mermaid, dolphin, or any other fish. You can see the shape of 2 human legs, which likely means it's a costume. However, the strange thing is, if it were a costume, how can this person hold their breath underwater for such a long time, while also flapping the tail like that? This video was posted by a mom on Facebook, and it depicts a truly frightening and unsettling encounter within their own home. In the video, we see a little girl who appears frightened, and her mom, who is recording, is consoling her. The mom is a designer and has many mannequins in her room, which might seem strange to some, but they're accustomed to it. However, the daughter is terrified because she saw something under the closet door. The mom opens the closet to investigate, and she's a bit startled to see a mannequin standing right in front of her. After checking the closet and closing it, her daughter still looks at the closet door, now even more fearful. Suddenly, the mom glances behind her and notices the door is wide open with the mannequin standing there. The mannequin starts wobbling and then falls to the floor. Witnessing this, the mother and daughter quickly run from the room. This was an extremely unsettling experience, and I'm genuinely concerned about the daughter's mental well-being. I would strongly advise the mother to consider removing these mannequins, especially since the one in the closet appeared to be acting strangely. This video comes from Russia and is captured by a car's dashboard camera. In the video, we see the car traversing a snowy trail through the pitch-black darkness, with only the car's headlights illuminating the path. However, during the drive, one of the passengers in the car suddenly shouts for them to stop as he spots movement in the distance ahead. A tall humanoid figure can be seen crossing the trail right in front of the car. When we zoom in on this figure, it becomes evident that its body is completely white, and it moves with a humanoid walk. In my opinion, it resembled a Bigfoot, but its size appeared relatively smaller. Perhaps it could be a Russian variant of the Bigfoot that had specially adapted to the snowy terrains and climate of the region. This video was recorded by a hiker exploring the lowland tropical forests of Africa, and he had a surprising encounter with a skunk ape. In the video, the hiker's camera is focused on something in the distance. At first, it appears to be an ape displaying signs of anger or frustration, vigorously tearing into a tree in front of it. The hiker remains calm and continues to film this powerful creature. The ape is completely engrossed in dismantling the tree with its bare hands. Throughout the video, this creature appears to be a muscular ape, But towards the end, when it stands up, its immense size and human-like posture become evident. Observing this humanoid stance, the hiker wisely decides to make a hasty retreat, realizing that what he was recording was not an ape or gorilla, but indeed the formidable skunk ape. I'm relieved that the hiker made a quick exit, because I can only imagine the consequences if the skunk ape had noticed him observing from a distance. This video, originally from a TikTok account, captures a terrifying and heart-pounding bear encounter with a girl on a snow skiing adventure. In the video, we can see the girl getting ready for her skiing adventure, preparing her skis. After standing up, she starts her descent down the snowy hill. However, in the background, something ominous is in pursuit. A massive bear sprinting towards her. The girl remains unaware of the bear chasing her, enjoying her skiing experience. The bear continues its chase for a while, but the girl's skiing speed allows her to outpace the bear. For us viewers, it's a chilling sight knowing that she is completely unaware of the huge threat following her. The thought of what could have happened if she had inadvertently stopped sends shivers down our spines. Bigfoots are believed to be extremely cautious, which is why they are rarely captured on camera. However, this incredible footage of a Yeti or Bigfoot was filmed in the taiga forest and even made its way to a European television news station. In the video, captured by a hiker, we see a creature running, displaying intriguing characteristics and the distinct posture associated with Bigfoot. What's remarkable is that despite its high speed, this creature maintains the classic Bigfoot posture throughout the entire clip. When we pause the video and zoom in, we can even make out its face, revealing realistic features. Moreover, the well-defined calf muscles can be seen, eliminating the possibility of this being a costume. The way it extends its leg far back while running is something beyond the capabilities of an average human. Considering all these aspects, it's highly likely that this is indeed a genuine Bigfoot sighting. We all know that Komodo dragons are typically lazy and slow, but when they sprint for their prey, they can reach speeds of up to 13 miles per hour. In this video, which takes place on a beach, we witness a chase between a Komodo dragon and a deer. The deer is leisurely enjoying the sun on the beach, when suddenly the Komodo dragon charges toward it. The deer, displaying quick reflexes, stands up and starts running toward the ocean. It jumps into the water and begins swimming away from the approaching Komodo dragon. The Komodo dragon continues the chase and eventually catches up to the deer. They engage in a struggle in the water, with the deer fighting for its life. In the end, the deer manages to free itself from the grip of the Komodo dragon, and the Komodo dragon retreats. It was truly fascinating to see how animals can adapt and take to the water to save their lives. I often emphasize to my friends the importance of having a guard dog as a pet, because incidents like this can happen, and it's crucial to protect our children. In this security camera video, we witness a young girl being attacked by a raccoon. Poor girl's leg is bitten by this creature, and she screams in fear and distress, desperately calling for help. Unfortunately, there's no one around initially to assist her. After a while, upon hearing the girl's screams, her mother rushes to her rescue and forcefully removes the raccoon from her daughter's leg. She firmly grabs the raccoon by its neck and considers throwing it away. However, she realizes that there are other children nearby who might also be at risk of an attack. So the quick-thinking mother yells at the other kids to move to safety.
It's a rabid raccoon! Get down!
Once the area is clear, she throws the raccoon away and gets inside with her daughter. I'm truly impressed by this mother's presence of mind and her concern for the safety of the other children. However, it makes me wonder if they had a dog with them. Perhaps this raccoon wouldn't have dared to come near their house in the first place. In this video, recorded by a nanny camera, a homeowner captured the eerie sight of a shadowy, ghostly figure in his house. The video shows the living room of the house, and everything appears to be normal. Suddenly, out of nowhere, a smoky, black, transparent figure materializes and then vanishes just as quickly as it appeared. This figure had a distinctly humanoid shape with visible legs, hands, a head, and a torso. However, the way it seemed to emerge from thin air and then disappear into a radiator is confusing. While there could be a possibility that it's some unusual smoke coming from a household appliance, the humanoid posture of this apparition is undeniably strange and quite unsettling. In this video, we observe a crane lifting something that, at first glance, appears to be a tree trunk. However, to our surprise, it turns out to be a colossal anaconda. This anaconda is so massive that it requires the use of a crane for lifting. The sheer girth and size of this creature are astonishing, and I estimate it to be nearly 30 feet in length or even more. Just the thought of such an enormous and powerful creature coiling around something sends shivers down my spine. It's highly likely that this anaconda has consumed numerous large animals from the jungle whole, and for those who might be skeptical about its authenticity, this was a live stream on Facebook, making it quite challenging to fake. Captured by a trail camera recently, this picture sparked a massive argument on the internet, featuring two figures, one moving forward and one in the back. It had people saying every kind of thing. The person on the left looks like they are a decently equipped hiker. The person behind them looks very much like a Native American whose legs are either missing or were moving when the picture snapped. We can argue about this all day, but in the end, no one can prove one way or another that this is the ghost of a Native American or a person in light-colored clothing moving fast to keep up with their friend. If this is the latter, the lack of hiking gear can be explained if they have a light-colored backpack in their right hand, which we'd never see, or they are making their friend do the hard work. Recorded in October 1994, this clip might be too old for some, but that does not mean the creature it had captured was any less terrifying. If we consider the fact that it was recorded back then, which means there is a lesser chance that it was edited or altered in any other way. The clip showed a giant figure walking alone in the middle of the mountains. The person recording it or the camera recording it must be at a significant distance, as we can't clearly see what the figure looked like, except for its dark skin, huge height, and human-like walk. Where exactly was the figure going? Or what exactly was it? These are some of the questions that everyone had in mind when they first saw the clip, but there was no one to answer. Even the experts found themselves perplexed over this one. For me, and truth be told, this looks like it was very real, but it could be just a human walking around as well. Most of the sightings of Bigfoot are either very deep inside the woods or in areas where it is pretty much impossible for most humans to go. But this clip features a creature which was so curious to see the humans that it wandered around the highway. Stalking and following humans it spotted nearby. This family got freaked out when they saw the dark figure lurking nearby and decided to record it on the camera. But since the video did not give a clear view of the creature, I cannot say for sure if it was really a Sasquatch or just a man with a hoodie on stalking these people. Either case is just as scary. Driving along with friends at nighttime could be good for some people until they come across something or someone they had never imagined. As they were driving and recording the surroundings with a flashlight on, they saw something in the distance. Deciding to slow down and actually wait for the thing to come near or something was not a wise decision, if you ask me, because as they zoomed into it, the figure in the distance became a little clearer. It was an eerie figure with whitish skin that ran straight towards the men, freaking all of them out. When they later uploaded the clip on YouTube, everyone was quick to say that it must be the Skinwalker, because even if we think of it being a human with a suit on, a human would not look like that. For me, it was definitely a weird cryptid or something because of the way it had no eyes, mouth, or anything. And the way it was running, I think there is a very low chance that it could be a human. Recorded not in the woods or any remote area, this clip was captured by two teenage boys right in the middle of the town they lived in. According to them, they had been seeing the creature before too, but it was not this close to where they lived. However, this time, the creature crawled up to the town and was sitting in the dark when the boys saw it. Determined to capture it on camera this time, they turned the flash of the camera on, and we could see the weird crawled up creature sitting under the block. It started making creepy noises too. But why exactly were the boys not scared of it? I mean, if it were me or any other human being, they would have been freaked out by the sight and by being so close to the creepy creature. And if we consider this, I would say that there is a chance that the video is fake and perhaps edited. For those of you thinking of oceans as peaceful natural places and where you can just enjoy the sound of the waves like you do on the beaches, this is not how they are. Oceans can be very scary at times, and this clip will just give you a glimpse into that. Recorded by a man who was kayaking peacefully in the ocean when he heard splashing sounds coming from his left side, and it did not take him long to realize that something was right under him, and he could be in grave danger at that time. However, the creature or whatever it was under the water went from his left to the right, splashing water in a terrifying manner before disappearing completely. Now, if I did not know that manatees are the ones who show this kind of behavior usually, I would have been freaked out too. And by the looks of it, it looked like the notorious manatees in action for sure. Recorded and uploaded in 2014 by a mother who could not believe her eyes when she saw what her security camera had recorded. When her little son was out in the street playing with his bike right in front of their home, a dog saw him and came running to him. At first, they thought the dog might just be trying to play with him. But then, in a second, the dog bit him and was about to drag him onto the road when the cat attacked the dog. It's usually unlikely for cats to jump into action like that and kick the heck out of the dog, forcing it to run away whimpering. But this cat did not want to compromise on its human friend's life. The cat even followed the dog to make sure it wasn't coming back. The woman who came rushing to get her son said she was very grateful to the kitty and still thinks that it was an angel who came as the cat to help her kid. These men kept hearing weird noises coming from their backyard. Curious, they knew they had to go check what was there. At first, we don't see anything because of it being dark. All that we could see was the laundry they had put to dry out, and nothing else. But then one of the men turns the light on, and a creature crouching on the ground comes into view. The creature looked like it was looking straight at the man for a few seconds before it hurried back into the darkness. The video is of poor quality, so we cannot make out clearly what the creature looked like. But it was small, had a weird-shaped head, and was fast. According to the men, they immediately reported it to the authorities. But nothing like that was ever seen again. Ask me, and truth be told, it looked like it was really a cryptid. Maybe some kind of animal suffering from a disease. What do you guys think? It is not always cryptids or Bigfoots that roam around in the wild, terrifying the whole world. Sometimes it is birds or animals too, so unusual that they make it hard for us to believe our eyes, even if we might be standing right in front of them. Take this clip for instance. This man spotted a huge bird-like creature right in the middle of the woods. It had a long beak, brownish feathers, and was standing on its legs, walking around. The bird looked at the man for a few seconds before moving forward towards wherever it was headed. For me, it was unlike any kind of bird I had ever seen before, and can easily be a new species wanting to be discovered and studied. This 6-second long clip had everyone terrified when it was first uploaded on Facebook by the owner of the camera. He just wanted to share it with his friends and family to see what others think of the strange clip his camera had just recorded. According to him, everyone was asleep, and the clip was recorded late at night. So there was no way it was someone living in the house. But then, who was the figure descending the stairs and then disappearing behind the wall? Was it a ghost? Was his house haunted? These were the questions he had in his mind. And unfortunately, no one was ever able to give an answer to these. For me, it could be a camera glitch, because some cameras tend to do that when they get faulty. But that would mean it was some intruder in the house. And that is a scary thing in itself. Humans are curious creatures by nature, but there are times when their curiosities lead them into very terrifying situations. For instance, some guys had heard about a cave in a mountain which was famous for being a home of a scary creature, so they decided to go check it by themselves. What they did not know was that whatever they had heard about it was actually true. As they went into the cave late at night, they soon spotted a scary being with glowing eyes hiding behind the stones, looking straight towards them. The second they had their eyes on it, the boys ran for their life. But what exactly was that creature? Was it an alien? Or was it something else? The cave being in a remote area, I don't think anyone would try to go there to prank these guys, unless it were the boys making a fake video themselves. This is a really old footage from a group that was traveling in the Himalaya mountains. The group was filming their trip to have memories for later on, and we can see them filming themselves as they are traversing the mountain range and camping. However, as they were climbing higher and higher, they had a strange encounter no one expected. As they were moving through a covered part of the mountain, they noticed something way ahead in the snowfield. A large, hairy creature making its way through the thick snow. They said that compared to how they were moving through all that snow, the creature was moving a lot faster, making it seem rather easy, as if it was accustomed to such harsh environments. Experts who reviewed the footage estimated the creature to have been around 6.7 to 9 feet tall. But moreover, it could have also been extremely hard to fake a costume that large, moving with that ease in the snow, all the way in the Himalayan mountains. So what do you think? Is this one of the best footage of the Bigfoot? Take a look at this footage from a man who decided to take his dog for a run in the forest. In the video, we can hear the dog barking at whatever was hiding in the grass. But a few seconds after the dog started barking, the creature leaps from the ground, ready to attack. It lunges at the dog, and right when they are side by side, we can see the true scale of the creature. It seems to be a wolf, but it is incredibly large, larger than any wolf I have personally seen. It was at least 2 times the size of the dog, which also seemed to be big enough itself as well. By how natural the creature moved and the way the dog reacted to it, make it seem very unlikely to be faked. And I know wolves can get pretty big, But this seems unexpectedly large, especially compared to that big dog. Dire wolves were considered to have lived thousands of years ago in North America, but were thought to have gone extinct. Does this prove otherwise? Is that a dire wolf? This is a really short footage caught by some people who were in a ski resort in the mountains of Spain. During a blizzard, they spotted this strange creature moving in the snow, and although it is a really short clip, we can make up the figure of a tall, full of white hair creature. It seems to be bipedal, as we can see it taking a step. But this was not the only sighting these people caught of the creature during their trip, and they managed to encounter it when they had no blizzard outside, and this time they took some pictures of it. It really does seem to resemble some relative of Bigfoot, perhaps a Yeti making its way through the mountains. The people who took these photos reported it to the resort, and an investigation began, but they did not find anything afterwards. So was that a Yeti who understood it stood way too long in sight, or was this a hoax? What do you think? This is the footage from the body cam of a police officer in a raid on a supposed house full of drugs. But what they are about to find is a lot more terrifying. As the policemen proceed to enter the building, we can see the front door continuing to slam really hard. One policeman enters, but the door keeps on slamming. They look up and down at the door to try to understand what is causing this, but cannot see anything. It seems like a normal looking door. After all the policemen enter the already haunted looking house, and looking again at the door which keeps on slamming, they quickly decide that they need to get out of there. And as they get out, we can hear something breaking behind them, which terrifies them even more and makes them start running. So what was that? Why was the door slamming again and again? What was causing that? Is there something sinister going on? Or just some stage trick? Imagine you are going on a drive with your family enjoying the sunset and the weather when suddenly you see something you had never expected to be there. Well, this is exactly what happened to this family while recording the beautiful scene when suddenly a weird thing happened. A creature which was hiding in the bushes popped its head up and then started running. It was a small being with dark skin, covered with hair as it seemed, and was sprinting along the spot as if it was trying to hide from the incoming humans. The area did not have many trees, but just grass around it, so it was hard for the creature to stay hidden, and maybe this is why it tried running away. The children in the car sounded quite surprised.
What was that?
To me, it looked like a small animal, which we could not get a clear view of, but there's that fact that animals don't run like that. The mystery of this creature still remains, as no one ever spotted it again. Trail cameras can sometimes give us a view of the deep, dark world we could never see otherwise. And it isn't some animals being unusual. Sometimes trail cams capture things like this too. This picture was taken by the camera one night a couple of months ago. The motion detected camera, as soon as it sensed something nearby, got activated and caught this thing trying to walk past it. The creature looked rather short, with two glowing eyes due to the flash of the camera, and it had a body covered completely with hair. As soon as the man shared the picture on Facebook, with intentions of getting to know what others think, it received hundreds of different theories. To some, it was a cryptid, while to others, it was an unknown creature which had somehow still survived in the wild without getting noticed by the humans. To be honest, it does look like a cryptid to me too, but with no other evidence, it is hard to come to a proper conclusion. When some friends went up the snowy mountains on an adventure, they had no idea what they were about to see there. As they were busy skiing around, they stumbled upon a peculiar sight. A lone figure was walking a few miles away from them, in the middle of the mountain. Comparing its size with the surroundings, it looks quite huge. And the fact it was alone and walking in the deep snow, like no big deal, made the friends curious as to what it was. Resembling a human but looking like an animal, the creature perfectly fits the definition of a Bigfoot. But was it really? The video was later given to the authorities, who tried their best to check the whole area, but failed to find any clue of the creature. It was a remote area, so the chances of a person being there were pretty low too. According to me, it could be a potentially dangerous predator which luckily did not notice the humans and went on its own. And the clip looks quite real to me. This short clip was uploaded on Facebook a couple of years ago by a man claiming that he had just seen the Bigfoot with his own eyes and had successfully captured it on camera as well. The clip is of low quality and blurry, but one thing that we can see clearly is the giant figure that appears to be walking straight towards the man at first, but then decides to turn the other way and leave. If we look at it more carefully, the creature resembles a Bigfoot in most manners, and there is no doubt about that. And then we have some animals staring at the creature in horror too. However, ask me, and I would say consider the fact that the deadliest predator, which is famous for devouring anything in front of it, and being the strongest walking up to you. There is no way a person can just stay there and keep recording, so there is a big chance that it was a person with a costume on or something. There is a video which was recorded in March 2023 by some people who heard something in their backyard and decided to go check what it was. To their surprise, they saw nothing except two glowing eyes a little far from them. Due to the darkness, it was not clear what animal or creature was there with its glowing like two sharp flashlights. However, the man recording the clip thought it must be a cat and meowed at it. It had little to no effect on the creature, who just kept looking here and there as if trying to figure out a way to get out of the place. According to me, even if the eyes belonged to an animal, it must be a big black panther because the creature looked quite large. There are hundreds of ancient stories and myths on the existence of Greek giants and how they roamed the mountains hundreds of years ago. However, there are times when we get to witness such creatures belonging solely to the stories, in real life too. There is this video recorded somewhere in Canada where some guys who were off to somewhere when one of them noticed something unusual on the top of the mountain in front of them. As they zoomed into the spot, a figure appeared, a tall figure standing at the top of the snow-covered mountain. Shocked, they pulled over to get a more stable and clearer view of the figure, which appeared to be either not moving at all or moving at a very slow speed. For me, it could be something a person put there to scare and prank people, because we could have considered it for being a giant if it had moved a little. Recorded by a man who kept hearing weird noises every time he went for his usual walk into the woods, but this time he witnessed something he had never seen before. A huge creature was spotted on the camera wandering around the place. Even though it appeared on the camera for just a few seconds, they were enough to send shivers down the spine of the man recording all of this. Staying at a safe distance, the man kept recording until the creature was out of sight. As he uploaded the video on the internet, he explained that he considers himself lucky that the terrifying being did not notice him, because if it did, the video might not have ended up well. The creature could easily be any animal just walking around on two legs, but to me, personally, that looks like a creature that fits perfectly the definition of the infamous Bigfoot. Imagine driving on a highway at night and you come across one of the most unusual sights ever. This is what happened to these guys when they were out. At first, everything seemed pretty normal, but a few seconds passed, and the car right in front stopped in the middle of the road. As they got closer to the car, they saw a deer trying to get into the driver's seat, and the person in the car struggling with it. We can see that the car got in its way when it was trying to cross the road, and the only thing that could get in the deer's mind was to straight up attack the driver. There are times when we humans interfere in the wild a little too much. But ask me, and I would say that this time it wasn't totally the person's fault. People usually set trail cameras out in the wild to capture nature and wildlife in its pure form and ways. But there are times when the trail cameras capture something that no one can consider just wildlife. For instance, take this picture. It was captured a couple of months back, and when the owner of the camera saw it, he was shocked to the core. Therefore, to get some answers and share it with others, he uploaded it on the internet. The terrifying picture at first shows two glowing eyes in the dark, but if we brighten it up a bit, we can see that there was an eerie figure hidden in the darkness. A slender-like figure, the creature appeared to be staring directly at the camera, as if contemplating its purpose, or something. No one could explain what it could be, but I would say that there is a very low chance that the picture might be edited. However, just to give some kind of logic to it, the figure can be a wolf or something captured from an unusual angle. Recorded by a security camera, this video starts off with a dog barking at something while standing on the terrace. However, out on the street, everything seems normal. There is not even a human being out there, but then a second passes, and we see a weird figure running in the street. It had little to no appearance on the camera, just a motion sensed, and somehow captured on the camera. As the man whose camera recorded it watched it horrified, he decided to upload it on YouTube, where people straight up pointed to the fact that it being a ghost. To be honest, the way the figure left a trail in the footage, and the way it was so blurry, that nothing can be made out of it. These things do point to it being a ghost. For me, the street or the whole area might be haunted, and the fact that the dog could see it also proves the theory that animals can actually see what us humans can't. Imagine taking your trail camera back to your home, hoping to get some cool footage that you can upload and share with others, but you end up seeing something that terrifies you for months to come. This is exactly what happened to this man whose camera captured not just one or two, but 3 creepy ghostly cryptids wandering around the woods. They appear out of nowhere and have bodies like humans, but their presence was hardly captured by the camera as they looked totally transparent. According to me, there can be 2 possible reasons. First is that they were actually ghosts, but the second one is that they were normal human beings. But the camera was faulty. Which one do you think it was? We all know that a huge part of the ocean is still to be discovered and studied, which leaves us wondering what could be hiding in such a big part which humans have never touched or been into. This clip will give you a glimpse of one of the possibilities of the terrifying stuff that might be hiding there. Recorded by a man who was on a beach recording the storm that just brewed up. He saw this thing, which appears to be a huge creature with large tentacles, waving in the sky. Even though there was fog everywhere due to the weather conditions, we could still see that the creature had to be very huge to be so clear from this far. Now I know there is a chance that the video might be altered or edited, but consider the fact that the ocean isn't something we are very familiar with, and you might see yourself assuming that this can be a real video with a real sea monster featured in it. At first, it appears like a normal video captured by a Ring camera in 2019. 2 cats are seen sitting on the porch, and another one is sitting a little far from them. As a few seconds pass into the video, a possum appears from under the bushes, which startles the cats. One of the cats gets up trying to attack the possum like any cat would. But instead of attacking it, the cat then runs to the opposite side. As soon as it goes behind the wood pillar, a weird orb appears that moves towards the sky at a lightning-fast speed. It looks as if the cat transforms into that orb. When the video was uploaded on YouTube, many people were shocked to see what happened in the clip and tried giving a lot of explanations, but none could fit what the video showed. Personally, I find myself confused and unable to come up with any kinds of explanations for this one. It remains a mystery ever since it was recorded. Uploaded on TikTok, this clip was captured by a guy who was strolling alone in the woods at night. According to him, he sensed someone staring at him, and when he looked in the direction, he saw this. A creepy figure with glowing eyes staring right at him. The figure popped his head out of the bushes and sat there for a few seconds, until the video ended. The man recording this terrifying scene must have been scared and stopped recording and ran for his life. To some, the figure looked exactly like what a rake would look like if it was real, and this video might be proof of its existence. However, for me, it can be any animal whose eyes are glowing due to the camera's flash or something. The physique appears weird, maybe because the being was far, and the man had to zoom in to get it on the recording. While a group of friends decided to go camping in the middle of the woods, they did not know that they were about to witness something that would look like a horror movie scene to them. At night, after they all had fallen asleep, one of them woke up as he had heard a weird sound coming from outside the camp. He took his camera and went to see what it was. At first, all we see is trees, darkness, and a little bit of the camp. But as the video comes to its end, we see a large figure appearing on the screen. The clip ends right there, which means that something bad happened there. By the glimpse we got of the creature, it had whitish skin and a slender-like body with apparently no eyes or any other human features. For me, there is a big chance it was fake with someone wearing that costume, but it could be real because you never know. Ghosts are something not everyone believes in. To some, they are just a man-made concept and nothing to be considered as real. But there are times when we witness things that have the ability to shake our belief and force us to reconsider it all. Take this clip, for instance, recorded in 2022. At first, it looks like a normal room with some dolls and a cat staring at them. But if we look more closely, the room itself seems a little weird with one doll in a glass case with a cross on it, another clown doll in the background. Seconds pass, and we see some smoke emerging out of one doll sitting on the sofa. It scared the cat so much that it immediately ran out of the room. The video was uploaded on YouTube by a woman who said her house was haunted, and this was the proof that she happened to record. For me, it might be fake with a smoke device used or something, but I can be wrong as well. This video might be just 5 seconds long, but in those 5 seconds, it might have recorded concrete proof of the existence of the infamous Bigfoot. For years, there have been talks about Bigfoot and how they resemble human beings, have hairy bodies, and are huge, but there are very few times we get to see such clips where we witness creatures that fit the definition of Bigfoots so perfectly. The creature in this clip was recorded from afar, and it can be seen wandering aimlessly in the woods, not noticing the person recording it. Seeing all these clips, I have started believing that Bigfoots are real, and the reason we don't know much about them can clearly be that the authorities are trying to hide it from us. Because how else can you explain this? Recorded a couple of months ago, the people who uploaded it had been complaining about their house being haunted for quite some time. Only this time, they somehow got it on camera too. At first, the door opens out of nowhere, and then we see a strange smoke entering the house. It stays there, appearing and disappearing again and again, before becoming a rather huge ball of smoke and getting out of the house. Now, if some of you are thinking that it could be a smoke machine or something, it is quite hard to make the smoke do things like this. I mean, it will just blow away. But what we see here is different, and it is haunting. The people living in this house left as soon as they could find another one, deciding to never ever come back. And this for sure is real in my opinion, because there is no way what we see wasn't a ghost trying to terrify the people living in the house. When some people went on a hike on a rather cloudy day, they saw something that may look like it came straight out of a horror movie. A huge creature was seen walking behind the trees, trying its best to blend in with the environment and to not stand out. But the hikers were somehow able to spot it and record it on camera as well. The creature looked huge and had dark skin. Ask me, and I'd say it looked like a Bigfoot in real life. The men, however, as soon as they got back, showed the video to the authorities, asking them to go look for the monster roaming in the area. But nothing was ever found, neither the creature nor even proof of its presence there except for the video. This man saw something creepy from his backyard around 2 times, so he took his camera out and decided to have it on record in case the creature appears again. After hours and hours of waiting with the camera recording, the man finally got a glimpse of the creature on the video. However, what we saw wasn't exactly any animal or a monster, but more like a ghost or a shadowy creature passing through the trees. As it moves, it never even touches or pushes anything. It just slides right through them. What exactly was that creature? Well, I would say it could be a ghost or something, because if it was a person or animal, there is no way it can walk past the trees and bushes just like that. Working in haunted places can be terrifying, especially when you are all alone with no one to help when you get caught up in a mess. The same thing happened to this guy who had been complaining about the ghost there. But no one listened to him. In this clip, we can clearly see someone trying to pull him back aggressively and then holding him by the neck up in the air, according to the man himself as well. And we don't see anyone there as the camera covers the other side. But then, what was it? There is an explanation that it could be a prank, even though the upward movement is fast. But he might as well have ropes tied to his body and someone pull him up just to make this video. But I must say, you never know. This all could be true as well. Let's say you go on a holiday with your family to a nice place, but there you witness something that will haunt you for days and nights to come. The same thing happened to this man who was enjoying it until his camera recorded these white creatures walking on the other side of the water. They appeared out of nowhere and disappeared just like that too. The appearance made it look like they were ghosts, but yes, there can always be a fault with the camera. In this case, however, I don't believe it was a fault. It clearly looks like ghosts to me. Most Bigfoot sightings are captured with low-quality cameras from a distance, but we're in luck this time as we found a high-definition video. In this footage from a bow hunting trip in September 2023, just east of the Banff Park boundary, we get a clear view of the dense woods. Among the trees stands a tall black figure, massive and covered in what seems to be a thick black fur coat. At first, it resembles a gorilla, but as we might all know, gorillas don't just roam freely around these parts. It begins to walk away from the scene with a casual walk, and it seemed that it's reaching for something. After some moments, it turns, and we can see that it is holding a big branch in its hands. With intense anger, this figure strikes the object against a tree with such force that the echo resonates through the forest. Afterward, the creature hurls the wooden piece towards the camera before disappearing into the wilderness. Now, this creature seems intelligent. It knew it was being watched and aimed exactly for that. The first thing that comes to mind is, of course, Bigfoot. and I think it is the clearest video I have seen of it. It could, of course, be faked. Someone just playing Bigfoot in a costume. At first, I was quite sure that is the case. But I don't know. The last couple of frames when we can see its face from distance really made me doubt. The face seemed to look real, not a costume. If it is really Bigfoot, this could be huge, because the ability to swing and throw with force is unique to humans. No gorilla or ape is able to do that with this force and precision, which might indicate that Bigfoot is a lot more closely related to our species than any other ape. Living in the countryside can be peaceful, but when you're near the woods, that tranquility can quickly turn into unease, especially at night. In this video, a homeowner heard eerie screeching noises outside his windows after dark. As he records through the window, he spots a skinny humanoid creature running through the distant woods. This creature had an odd bent posture and an alien-like head, resembling what's often referred to as a rake. It was a truly terrifying sight for the homeowner, and I'd certainly consider sleeping with extra protection in his place. I enjoy riding my four-wheeler through peaceful forest trails, but after watching a video, I started having second thoughts. The video, taken by a local on their four-wheeler during a forest trail ride, started off fine with beautiful woods and a clear path. However, as they went further, something huge and tall suddenly crossed their path. Startled by this unexpected creature, they swerved their four-wheeler and quickly turned back. What was that creature? When we slow down the video, we can see a massive figure that resembles Bigfoot. It had a very human-like walk and a bulky body. However, the sighting was brief, so it's hard to say for sure if it was a real Bigfoot or just someone playing a prank on the driver. A homeowner sent a video to the police, worried about a person who was repeatedly circling their house at night. In the video, we can see someone walking at a distance, but it's dark, so we can only catch a glimpse of them. This person returned a second time, walking in the same way. The homeowner called the police, but didn't go outside to confront the person. However, before the police arrived, the person had disappeared. To this day, they still don't know who that mysterious person circling their property was. It's possible this person had mental health issues or a drug problem, but there's another eerie possibility. Some believe it might not have been a human at all. Some think it could be the spirit of someone connected to the property who enjoys walking around the homeowner's land. A Reddit user named Met21 posted a video claiming to have captured a Bigfoot sighting near his backyard. In the video recorded by his security camera, we see a fence, and on the other side, there's a dense forest. Something in those woods starts moving, but it's not clear at first. It appears to be peeking out from behind a tree. Then, it gathers some courage and steps out from behind the tree, revealing a humanoid figure. This figure is quite tall and has dark fur, resembling the appearance of Bigfoot. What really bothered me about this video is how the Bigfoot just stood there, seeming to watch the house as if it was searching for someone or something inside. If I were the homeowner, I'd definitely consider putting up a solid concrete wall instead of that small metal fence. Uploaded on YouTube a couple of years ago, this clip proved to be one of the most chilling pieces of evidence of the existence of Bigfoot. The police had been receiving complaints of a weird creature roaming around from the locals, so they went to investigate the area. There, they found a strange shelter with some human remains in it. Terrified, they had to leave the place at that time and return later with proper measures to continue the investigation. However, as they were leaving, A trail camera nearby captured something that shocked everyone who saw it. A huge black creature was spotted following the policemen as they were leaving the place. The creature fit perfectly into the definition of a Bigfoot, and therefore it was termed as concrete evidence of its existence. But truth be told, I'm not really sure if that was a real Bigfoot or not, because there is a big chance that it is just a man wearing a costume, or some other animal too. I found this trail camera photo on Reddit, with the description that these creatures were lurking around the campsite, a man prepared for his family. In the image we can see two large, hairy creatures walking, seemingly unaware of the camera. I can understand why the man must have been shocked by this sight, and I am sure he decided to postpone any family activity around the area. At the same time, I need to mention that just an image is no substantial evidence that this is real. With the technology we now have, this could easily been faked. So take everything with a grain of salt. A man kept hearing some weird noises in his backyard, so he decided to go and check what was happening there. He brought a friend along with him, as it was quite late at night. As they were investigating the area and trying to find the source of the weird noises, he saw a scary sight. As the flashlight was moved towards the trees, an eerie figure covering itself with a sheet completely was spotted moving around. The man freaked out at the sight and asked his friend to shoot it quickly.
Shoot that dude!
The friend, on the other hand, took some time to take action.
Hit him! Hit the
And when he did, he missed the being who, at the sound of gunshots, hurried into the darkness and disappeared. I personally believe that the creature could be anyone covering himself with a sheet trying to play a prank on the neighbors, so maybe shooting at it isn't something anyone should do. A couple of months ago, some hunters went on their usual hunting spree when one of them saw weird footprints on the ground. By the looks of it, the prints looked like they belonged to a very huge creature, and the first thing that came to the man's mind was Bigfoot. So he set his camera up at a spot where most of the area was covered, and then left. After a few days, he returned to retrieve his camera, not knowing what it might have recorded. As he started checking the footage, he was shocked to find this on it. A scary creature with a face resembling a human, a body covered completely in grayish-black hair. As we take a closer look, we can see that the creature was staring straight at the camera. Maybe it knew that they had set it up there to track it. The creature made sure to keep most of the time hidden and to look at the camera from a safe distance. Ask me, and I would say there is a big chance this creature is a Bigfoot. However, it can always be a prank taken to the next level by the local teenagers as well. A man uploaded this clip on Facebook with the intention of getting some answers from people on the internet about the creature he had just recorded on the camera. He was going on his usual morning walk when he stumbled upon this sight. A weird and scary creature was spotted rolling around on the ground. The creature, if not rolling around, would be hard to differentiate from the fallen leaves, and if we consider that its size might be small as well. At a quick glance, some people might say it looks like a bat or a rayfish. However, the sharp needle-like things on the edges and the tail give the creature a very scary look, unlike anything else. What exactly was it? No one could tell. But ask me, and I would say it could be a new species, or maybe the result of inhumane experiments scientists have been doing. The man who recorded this video had an intention of capturing the beautiful scenes near his home. However, he did not know that he was in for a really scary sight. As he went deeper into the forest, he spotted a scary creature who was busy doing God knows what in there. Being in the darkness, neither us nor the man himself could make out the creature's appearance. However, one thing that was clear was that the creature was huge and was quite strong, as it was breaking the branches with its bare hands. Seconds passed, and the creature spotted the man recording it, so maybe just to warn it, the creature moved forward. That was enough to scare the man so much that he ran for his life. Unfortunately, we could not see a clear picture of the creature. It resembled a Bigfoot, if you ask me. Recorded in Oregon, this footage was one of the last clips the man had on his camera before he went missing. To this day, no one has been able to find him or get even a clue of his whereabouts. It looked like he went camping alone, and everything was going okay as far as it was daytime. As darkness fell everywhere, the man went into his camp to get a good night's sleep, but got disturbed by a strange noise coming from outside.
That can't be. That gets us. That's someone's messing around with the.
A minute passes, and we see someone trying to rip apart the camp. However, we can't see anything clearly. The man then runs away into the forest and tries to hide from whatever was following him. It can be sensed how freaked out he was by the situation. Just as the video is about to end, and in the very last frame, we get a glimpse of the creature that was following the man. It had a slender-like appearance and whitish skin with no other distinguishable features. Truth be told, I am not so sure about what the creature was. It could be anything, from a new species to a human playing a prank. The person who recorded this clip said that they had sensed paranormal activities in their house before. But the day they recorded the video, it was scarier than ever before. They could sense some evil power inside the house and knew that it needed a little investigation and a little proof to show others too. So a camera was rolled on, and the person started filming the whole house. We don't see anything until we get to a room that is engulfed in darkness, and a silhouette with a hat on can be seen in it, which freaks out the person recording it, and that's where the video ends. To be honest, I don't know what to say. It can be a ghost for sure, but there is always a chance that it was a complete hoax. A man wandering through the woods stumbled upon a processionary caterpillar nest. He approached to investigate, greeting the creatures with a hello. To his surprise, the caterpillars moved in response to his voice.
Hello! Hello!
Intrigued, he spoke again.
Yellow Adams?
And the caterpillars reacted again. Excited, the man engaged the beings in conversation.
That's amazing!
But their only response was to wiggle their tails.
Adams! Hello!
Processionary caterpillars are common in French forests. They move in continuous lines, sometimes on the ground or on trees. Their venomous hairs can cause severe skin reactions, including hives and itching that can last for weeks. So, take my advice. Just enjoy the sight from a safe distance and never try to touch them. With hundreds missing from a village, the villagers were scared and eager to catch the culprit at the same time. However, not one of them was ready to find a huge anaconda. It was the one responsible for all the missing people in their area. And it wasn't just any anaconda, it was one of the biggest ones they or anyone had ever seen. What we see in this clip is after the villagers had caught the creature and tied its mouth up. The snake was so big that it looked like it would snap out of the rope any second. Therefore, there was no human being near it. This for sure is real, in my opinion, because there is no way someone can fake a snake like this. The experts had to be called in to take care of the deadly predator. Out at night, these people saw a terrifying sight. At first, they couldn't believe what they were seeing and kept driving their car. However, as they got nearer, and the thing was still hovering above their heads, that's when they knew it was real. It was a figure covered in ragged sheets of a blackish color. As it was quite dark, they couldn't see it clearly, but the way it was hovering in the air with no support or anything in sight, it was most definitely a ghost, or so the people believed when the clip was uploaded on the internet. To be honest, it could be a Halloween decoration by someone who took it to another level with scaring people, but at the same time, there is a little chance that it might be a real ghost. It might look like a normal video with two kids along with a guardian on a hiking trail, but it strikes us when we focus on the back and see what's happening there. A huge creature is seen moving around the woods in the back. It appears to be a dark figure with hair covering its body, and even though it's a little far from the camera, the size looks quite huge as well. It appears as if the children or the person with them did not notice the creature, and neither did the creature pay much attention to them. However, there could have been deadly outcomes if the creature had attacked. Considering the way the video was captured, it does not look fake to me. However, the creature could be any animal wandering around in the woods. This video was posted by a man on TikTok, in which his security camera had recorded a pale human-like figure moving around the backyard in the creepiest way possible. The video is about 33 seconds long, and all that time, we can see the creature hunched over and moving around. The man had no idea what it was, and according to him, he had never seen anything like this before. As the video hit the internet, it gained hundreds of mixed opinions. To some, it looked like a ghost busy doing something, and to others, it looked like someone playing a prank. However, I personally think that it can be a human looking like this because of the camera. Security cameras can get faulty sometimes, resulting in videos like this. A man was wandering around in the woods when he heard the breaking of branches and trees nearby. Intrigued, he went closer to see what was happening and ended up recording this footage. A creature hiding in the trees and bushes was seen doing something. The man immediately knew that it was the thing responsible for breaking off all the branches and the loud noises. Thus, he decided to record it all from a safe distance. The creature, who is not clear in the footage, appears to have an appearance that closely resembles a Sasquatch. Especially when it stands up all straight, we can clearly see that it was not a human, but something else. The video ends without us getting a closer look at the creature, and we are left with hundreds of questions to answer. In my opinion, the clip is real as long as it is not a human being with a costume on. GoPros are usually used to get videos from a perspective that is different from normal cameras. Many people attach their GoPros to their animals to see what they are up to all the time. This man did the same with his dog when he attached the camera to it, and the dog went out to wander a bit. However, after the dog came back and the man started watching the video, he realized that the camera had captured something terrifying. A huge figure appears in the front and moves towards the left side before disappearing into the trees and bushes. The dog came back safely, which means that these wild creatures don't bother other animals and are only deadly when humans are around. Considering the fact the video was recorded accidentally lessens the chance of it being fake. The only thing possible and logical, in my opinion, is for it to be some wild animal, like a bear or something. Living in certain areas can be pretty dangerous, especially with wildlife living so close to you that they can come to visit anytime you leave your door or windows open. Take this video, for instance, recorded in a home. It features an unusual invader that came into a house when the owners were out shopping. At first, the bear wasn't visible on the camera, but then it moved towards the door, and we can see it. After inspecting the whole house and looking out of the windows, the bear went into one of the rooms, and the video ended right there. The owners must have been really freaked out when they got inside the house, but thankfully no one got hurt. According to them, the bear ran away as soon as they open the door. I think it must have been exhausted wandering in the house, finding no way out. This chilling footage was recorded on a security camera in 2016. The owner of the house had been suspecting weird occurrences before, so they installed the cameras all over to check what was going on. This clip recorded on one of the cameras shocked them to the core as they watched a weird ghost-like shadow lurking in the hallway. The ghost appears on the camera again and again all night, and this was enough to make the people living there leave the house once and for all. To me, it looks like the video is very real, as it is hard to fake such a thing and then to have it move around again and again like that. There is a big chance that there was a real ghost of a child haunting the house. This video is really unsettling and looks like something straight out of a nightmare. It was posted on a paranormal encounter subreddit by a user who claims to have recorded a real encounter with a demon. The video begins with the camera focused on a house window in front of the person recording. In the window, we can see two glowing eyes staring directly back at the camera from a distance. This creature, or demon, had an unholy gaze and remains completely still. As the camera zooms in, we notice more eerie details, such as the creature being entirely pitch black, even though there is light around it. It reflects no light whatsoever. Additionally, as the video zooms closer, we can see horns on the demon's head. After a while, the creature moves away. Suddenly, as it goes out of sight, there's a loud and rapid banging on the door, and the video ends. What happened after that door banging is still unknown and adds to the mystery. Skinwalkers are known for their ability to take on the disguise of different animals. But have you ever seen one in its true form? This video is captured by a security camera, and right from the start we can see a figure emerging from behind a door. This creature is absolutely terrifying and has human-like features. Its body is completely naked, and it has long, slender arms, just like a skinwalker. What makes this video even creepier is the sinister expression on the skinwalker's face as it lurks and hides, seemingly waiting for someone to approach. It's hard to say what its intentions are, but one thing is for sure, they can't be good. In this video, a man starts recording because he hears his dog barking in the middle of the night. The dog appears to be scared of something or someone. Suddenly, a door in front of the man opens on its own. Frustrated, the man mentions that he's been dealing with this door opening by itself all morning, and he's tired of it.
Lie down. Go lie down. It's okay. Lie down. Stay.
Been doing this all morning and I don't have time for this today.
The man then tries to communicate with the supposed ghost, asking it to stop.
Stop. Hey buddy, I got too much going on. You gotta cut it out.
As he does, the basement light starts blinking on its own. He decides to close the door and places the camera on the counter facing the door. The door opens a couple of times, and the man closes it each time. However, when it opens for the third time, we can see a dark figure standing behind it. This startles the dog, causing it to bark loudly, and the man starts running, which can be heard.
Little buddy.
It appears that this ghost may be residing in the basement and has some plans involving the rest of the house, making the situation quite eerie and unsettling. The ocean is indeed a vast and mysterious place, with much of its depths remaining unexplored despite our technological advancements. Only about 5% of the ocean has been explored, leaving the remaining 95% shrouded in mystery, hiding unexpected and strange creatures. In this video, we see the skeleton of a peculiar creature that washed up on a Romanian beach. It defies our understanding of sea creatures, as it possesses a skull with human-like features, an upper body reminiscent of a human, and a lower body that resembles that of a fish. Its overall appearance gives the impression of a mermaid's corpse. The creature's size is not that of a standard fish, and it appears to have been partially eaten by something else. The idea of another creature feasting on such a mysterious being is indeed intriguing and raises questions about what else might be lurking in the depths of the ocean, waiting to be discovered. This video was shared by a TikTok user, TemZ, and it shows a scene that would terrify any fisherman. In the video, we see a fishing boat out at sea when suddenly a fast and aggressive shark emerges from the water, launching a fierce attack on the boat with its powerful bite. This sudden attack startles the fisherman, who lets out a scream while defending himself by striking the shark with his rowing tool.
Tiger shark ran me.
Fortunately, after being hit, the shark retreats and leaves the fisherman alone. Sharks are known for their strength and agility, and they can leap out of the water with great force. If this shark had decided to jump and attack, the fisherman might have been its next meal. This encounter serves as a chilling reminder of the potential dangers lurking in the ocean, giving more reason for caution when venturing into its depths. Cats, being mischievous beings, get in trouble most of the time. For instance, take this clip where a cat and a dog were busy with their play fight, and a candle was burning nearby. The cat's tail got over it and caught fire. It all happened so quickly that the cat couldn't even react to the situation, and just stood still watching its tail burning. The dog was surprised too, but before anything could be done, the tail was already burnt, and the fire went out on its own. Thankfully, there was no damage to anything else, and the cat was safe too, because the fire could have spread quickly. This 11-second long video was uploaded on Facebook and was enough to shock the whole world as it went viral. The man recorded a weird creature far in the distance, wandering near the woods. As the video was recorded from far away, the creature could not be seen clearly. However, according to the man himself, it was a Bigfoot. Though, if we look at it, and the way it was walking and the grayish-colored skin, it does not look like a Bigfoot to me. If you guys have any clue about it, do let us know in the comments below. Camping in the forest should be a fun and exciting adventure, but after watching videos like this one, you might think twice about that excitement. This video was recorded by a group of friends who embarked on a camping trip deep in the Daintree forests. On their first night of camping, they heard rumbling and the sound of branches moving in the darkness. In the morning, they decided to leave a camera running to capture what was causing the mysterious noises around their campsite, and this is what they recorded. In the footage, you can clearly see the campsite, but what's lurking in the background? There's a towering and monstrous figure standing there. You can also catch a glimpse of this figure's massive hand, and upon closer inspection, you can see its eerie and intimidating eyes. To provide a clearer view, we've edited the video, and in the edited version, you can distinctly see the dark figure's massive body frame and its menacing eyes, which appear to be staring directly at the camera. In my opinion, judging by the figure's body frame and long arms, it certainly resembles a Sasquatch. However, I invite you to share your thoughts on this enigmatic creature in the comments. This video, recorded by a hiker using a highly sensitive camera, claims to capture the sighting of a Sasquatch. And it's not just the Sasquatch casually moving through the forest, but it also appears to be staring at the hiker. In the video, the camera is focused on the shadow of a tree, and there we see a rather eerie face that initially resembles a large gorilla looking right at you. However, when you examine the nose, eyebrow area, and its eyes, you can clearly see that it's quite distinct from a typical gorilla face. At first, one might think it's simply a Bigfoot face mask left there. But you can notice the movement of the face and the human-like quality of the eyes. While it's possible that someone might be wearing a Sasquatch suit and playing a prank, if that's the case, I must say I'm rather impressed by their performance. Ghost and Bigfoot sightings are something I can handle. But when it comes to encounters with the rake, it terrifies me because these creatures are just pure evil and incredibly scary. In this video, which was posted on Reddit, we get a view from a backyard home security camera. After a while, something or some figure becomes visible in the distance, across the street. Initially, it appears to be walking, but as it moves, it becomes clear that this figure is crawling, and its crawling is absolutely bizarre. It uses its long arms to push itself forward and follows with its legs. For me, this was an extremely scary and unsettling sight.
For more strange and interesting footage, check this out.